friends, welcome back. Welcome to SGK Spiritual Academy. The topic of the day is emotional equilibrium, the key to success. In life, we often find ourselves reacting too quickly, either suppressing our emotions or overexpressing them. Some of us tend to remain too silent, bearing the brunt of the situations, while there are others who react very aggressively. They tend to raise their voice, they show their anger, or even assert dominance. But both extremes are not ideal. If we keep suppressing, people are going to take it for granted. And if we keep overreacting, people will start avoiding us. So friends, this is Sreekant Gopalakrishnan with you. And with my 25 years of corporate experience, having worked in MNCs like British Petroleum and Panasonic, I bring to you my experience and helping in navigating the pressures of life. Alongside my deep-rooted journey is a journey in spiritual discipline that has helped me overcome challenges, that has helped me maintain balance. This spiritual discipline has helped me lead a well-rounded life. Now let's reflect on this particular issue of emotional intelligence through the lens of spiritual discipline. Now let me take a small example from the Bhagavad Gita, which talks about a subject called Sthitaprajña. And what is that? It is the state of being calm. It is a state of being steady in all situations. Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that true wisdom lies in being unmoved by sorrow or joy, either by praise or blame. Don't get moved by these things. And this is precisely what we need to develop in our daily lives. So at this juncture, let's touch upon this book of Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the first habit that Covey talks about is one of the most powerful habits, which is be proactive. Covey says that proactive people focus on their circle of influence rather than reacting emotionally to external situations. Here in the book, Covey talks about a real life story of a person named Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and a psychiatrist by profession. He was imprisoned in the Nazi concentration camps. He suffered extreme physical and emotional torture. Yet, he realized one profound truth. Everything can be taken away from a man, but not his freedom. He has the right to choose his attitude in any given set of circumstances. So, despite being in a situation where he had no physical freedom, Frankl maintained his inner equilibrium by choosing not to react with hatred, but instead he responded with purpose and meaning. So with this, let's talk about how to balance reactions. The balance of reactions. Let's think of life as a scale from 1 to 10. Now, I would say that if you are in the 1 to 3, then you are too passive, which means you are non-reactive. If you are a 7 to 10 on the scale, you are trying to be too aggressive or overreactive. And if you are on 4 to 6 in the scale, you are balanced and thoughtful. Your responses are in control. So, an ideal response always falls between 4 to 6. When we are in this range, we respond with clarity, we make better decisions, and we earn respect in both personal and professional lives. The greatest of saints and leaders have embodied this balance. This is the secret to their success. So let me talk about the trap of emotional extremes. What happens when you are at either extremes? Let's take two examples. My first example is from our home. Imagine a father coming home after a stressful day at work. He is frustrated and he starts shouting at his wife. This is not because the wife has done anything wrong, but this man is carrying his office stress home. And the mother, instead of responding with anger, simply absorbs the negativity in silence. I'm sure we would have all seen this typically in our homes with our dadi and mother, not with my wife, of course. So in this case, the father is on a 7 to 10 scale. He is overreacting. And the mother is on a 1 to 3 scale, being overly tolerant. Neither is ideal. In fact, the mother should respond calmly and firmly, ensuring the father understands that venting anger at home is not a solution. The kids could be watching that. The father too must learn that a balanced response is more powerful than emotional outbursts. And this is what exactly spiritual discipline is teaching us. Managing emotions without suppressing or overexpressing them. Now my next example comes from a workplace scenario. Now let's take it in a way where let's assume that you're working very hard on a project and there's a meeting where you have your colleagues, your boss, your boss's boss and all of them present, and you're supposed to present this project to them. And at some juncture, your boss criticizes you in front of everybody. Now what would happen? A, if you react aggressively, arguing back at him, you're likely to damage your credibility. If you stay silent, you could probably lose an opportunity to clarify your perspective. And if you respond thoughtfully, acknowledging feedback while asserting your points calmly, you will gain respect and control over the situation positively. And this is exactly what great leaders do. This is how they handle criticism. They don't react. They listen, process, and respond wisely. Let me share with you all an example. There's a video on Reels which you would have seen that has come directly from Sachin Tendulkar, the great Indian batsman, the maestro. And it's a lesson on maintaining equilibrium. Sachin is sharing an experience here that taught him the importance of emotional balance or equilibrium in life and sports. A crucial match happening in Sharjah in 1998, known as the Desert Storm, a match against Australia. Tendulkar was batting with VVS Lakshman. The pressure was immense and Tendulkar was going good. Tendulkar actually called Lakshman for a second run on an occasion and Lakshman didn't respond well, and in the bargain, Tendulkar got run out. And at that moment, Tendulkar showed his frustration on Lakshman on the field. After the match was over, when Tendulkar came back home, when Sachin came back home, he was consulted by his elder brother Ajit Tendulkar, whom Sachin respects a lot. And Ajit gave him a very valuable lesson. He in fact scolded Sachin, reminding him that cricket is a team sport. Your showing frustration to a teammate on the field is not acceptable. It's not just your match, Sachin. Lakshman is also playing for the team, is what Ajit told him. You have to control your emotions and respect your teammates. So in this situation, Sachin realized the importance of staying balanced. He understood that reacting strongly on a scale at 7 to 10 could harm, and the best way is to find a balance. And that's a lesson for all of us, friends. Let me get you a quote from a fantastic book named The Heartfulness Way, authored by Kamlesh D. Patel, who is fondly called as Daji, and Joshua Pollock. The message is on maintaining equilibrium. In his book, The Heartfulness Way, Daji speaks about the importance of inner balance and emotional stability in life. He explains that true spiritual growth happens when we respond, not react, and when we cultivate equanimity in both success and failure. And he has described it in a very wonderful way by giving an example of a river. When a river flows smoothly, it nourishes everything around it. But the same river, when it is disturbed by strong currents, it tends to flood and destroy everything around it. Our minds are similar, like the river. When calm, they bring clarity and wisdom. But when disturbed, they can create chaos. There are some fantastic takeaways from the book on how to keep the inner balance that leads to outer success. Responding with calmness is a sign of spiritual maturity. So which means if we observe things like meditation and self-awareness, one can master emotional discipline. One day, a group of religious leaders came to Jesus Christ, and they had brought a woman along with them who was caught in adultery. And the contention was, having sinned, whether this woman should be stoned to death according to the law, or what is the punishment that should be given to her. Now these religious leaders, actually their intention was, they wanted to trap Jesus Christ into saying something controversial. Instead of reacting, Jesus remained calm. He took his own time and responded thoughtfully. He said, "Let any one of you who is without a sin be the first to throw a stone at her. Let any one of you who has not sinned at all, you have a right to first stone her." Hearing this, the accusers slowly walked away because they realized their own fault. And then Jesus Christ said to the woman, "Neither do I condemn you, but now get rid of all your sins and lead a good life." So having gone through all of this, so what is the path to emotional balance? So what are the kind of things that we need to do? How do we apply this in our daily life? So I have 5 spiritual disciplines for you, 5 solutions I should say, to maintain your emotional balance. The first one is pause before reacting. A moment of silence before reacting or responding can change everything. Even saints like Swami Vivekananda have practiced this. 2. Assess the situation. Will this argument or reaction benefit you in the long run? If it is not going to benefit you, let it go. Think of it long term. That's point number 3. Think long term. Will this issue matter for you a year from now on? And believe me, most of the time the answer is no. It is not going to be there. So do you need to apply it? Point number 4. Control your emotional triggers. Identify situations that triggers strong emotions and find ways to handle them better. And the last one is surrender to a higher power, which means chanting, meditation, deep breathing. These things will help you in grounding yourself before responding. So with this, My final thoughts on why emotional balance matters. What are the benefits? A balanced reaction helps you earn more respect. You gain control over personal and professional relationships. You make better decisions that leads to long-term success. You transform into a person of wisdom, not just emotions. At this stage, I would like to bring a line from Bhagavad Gita again. It says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhada. It means tolerate the ups and downs of life without being disturbed. Life will always have its ups and lows, the highs and lows, the ups and downs, praise and criticisms, success and failures. But what defines you is how balanced you remain through all of that. So remember, friends, that scale thing. Always remember to stay on the 4 to 6 on a reaction, and life will reward you with peace, success, and respect. So balance is the foundation of a meaningful life. The more we control our reactions, the more control we gain on our destiny. Master the art of equilibrium and your world will transform. Thank you. Have a good day.